Bienvenido, BIGJAY, escape a República Dominicana. Hasta pronto, papi.
Big J, take one.
On a smooth scale, just to show you.
Just take care of the. Listen.
Because when
you
you say
only
take care of them,
let me show you like
people
this.
Can get that wrong.
Let me
Paying
flip this.
what,
Let me
rent,
flip this script.
Paying electricity bill.
I'm gonna flip the script. Just like where you're coming from when you get on the plane, come here. Look at what your expenses on your yard.
Right.
Turn that around and look at what their expenses be here. It's not going to be the same. So they're going to have necessity of simple things. If you like the girl and you want the girl to be on your team, you take care of things. Food is the main thing in rent.
So let me get this right. The girl, the woman that you're rocking, that you
on
like,
your team, you're putting on your team.
Miss.
Yeah, you're putting on your
XYZ.
team as your
right,
team.
So I just want to just get that right, because I don't want anybody to
she's your main squeeze, right? So you're going to put her on your team. You're going to take care of the team. So the rent needs to be paid. Food, these are necessities.
Right.
Electric. I mean, look, you're not dealing with an animal. You remember people talking about now.
No, I hear what you're saying.
So you have to take care of the standard things, brethren. These are standards. This is not over the top. This is not going Louis Vuitton. These are standard things.
A lot of people will say this right now. That what are you talking about?
If it's,
like,
no, but
if
if it's your,
to avoid.
no, but if it's your thing, if it's a girl that you like, if it's just a thing that you're tearing down when you come in, you just do nothing. You just pay the toll and keep it moving. I'm talking about somebody you want to make your girl. You want to bring her into your team. Then you're going to take care of her necessities. And as they say, ayúdame económicamente, it means help me economically. She didn't say take me to Louis Vuitton. She says help me economically. So you're taking care of the economics. Ayúdame económicamente means help me economically. Doesn't mean take me to Louis Vuitton. Doesn't mean to buy me the highest price Birkin bag. No. She says help me economically. That means my little rent, my food, my electric, and some credit on my phone to talk to you is economically. That's not over the top, because you're paying dollars for pesos, which is what, 40, 50, whatever it is right now. So you're not paying as much as you think you are, because it's exchanged into your money. So you're not going over the top.
No, you're not.
Now reverse that and have a sister in America. What's it going to cost you?
Well, a lot. A lot. Even going out on a date is going to cost.
A lot.
Even in England.
A lot, yeah.
A lot.
Even back home in England.
A lot.
So it's going to cost you a lot of money.
I mean, it's funny because I had a friend reach out to me. I have a lot of people reach out to me, and they were moaning about paying. You know, they're rocking with this chick, and they're like, oh, you know, I've got to pay for her nails and hair. So I said, well, how much is the hair? 400 pesos. So like, how much is the nails?
Oh, please.
500 pesos. So I'm like,
please.
How much would that cost you?
In your own country?
In America, you're talking about $80, $120, maybe
more.
To just have her hair done. I know.
And does she look as good as the girl here?
No.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I can't.
And is she giving you the pumps like to get you down here? Nah, she wouldn't be here.
I doubt.
She wouldn't be here. So it all goes with, you know, it goes with the situation. You just got to look at it from a simple perspective. You bring her on your team if you like her, you take care of her. If you don't, you keep it moving.
So how does one, okay. Yeah, again, we're trying to stay on topic.
Yeah.
With your older
man,
guys.
Yeah.
So the question to you is, why are a lot of guys moaning? Why do you hear a lot of moaning from guys with the younger girls opposed to the older ones?
Because
not saying that the older ones don't mess up, not saying that the older ones ain't crazy, not saying that the mature
I think it's also to do
immature. There's a lot out
because you got to know how to communicate with them too, because if you're not speaking their language, that's also a problem, because you're not communicating with them, are you? I mean, if you're not speaking to them in their language, then yeah, they can act up, because are you speaking to them in their language that they understand? No. You got to be able to, they got to be able to relate to who you are. Like, you got to understand who they are. Maybe there's no communication because the two languages are different, which causes confusion.
Yeah.
And when there's confusion, there's fucking madness.
That's true.
Right? So then when people are saying these young girls are going mad, well, yeah, probably because you don't know what the fuck you're saying. Sorry, excuse my language. And she don't, you know, you both don't know what's going on. So there's madness. And she's acting up because she can't relate and get her opinions and her thoughts across to you in her way. And it's just a total mess. So that's what causes problems. So I don't believe there is a problem with the young girls and older men. No, I think it's all to do with the type of people you're meeting. Have you taken the time to try to understand and learn the language? Most of all, try to learn a few of the words so you can have a bit of an understanding, because the minute you start speaking to them and they understand you, it makes things so much better. It opens it up more and she'll feel more comfortable. So you've got to take the time to understand them as well. As far as I'm concerned, they're human beings, they're people. I'm not here to bash anyone here. They're nice people. They're good people here. They're not all got issues and problems, but you've got to understand the narrative when you get here. If you're going to take on one of these young girls that you go and think, wow, she's off the hook, and you're going to bring her to your team as an older man, then you've got to take care economically if you're going to bring on your team.
So in terms of, like you said, taking care of the woman economically.
Yeah.
You're saying, and you know, the comments are going to go crazy. You know, you're going to have the naysayers. I mean, I'm not saying that you're talking rubbish here, because you're not talking rubbish. Because I've experienced it, and I'm sure a lot of brothers here have experienced it.
Yeah.
People are going to say, Roger, I understand what you're saying. I respect what you're saying. And yeah, I've gone through it myself.
Yeah.
But we just talked about changing the narrative, right? How do we change that narrative? Because hold on. Because I could date, right? Okay, so we already said dating someone in England or America. You lived in America, you lived in Canada, and dating someone, yes, it's going to cost X amount to take them out to a cinema,
whatever,
or a restaurant, maybe to buy them just whatever, and we understand that. Okay, yeah, it could be cheaper here, but we're not paying women's rent. We're not paying their electricity bill. We're not paying. Hold on, no, you got to answer for it. We ain't paying all of that. So if we're not doing that in America or Europe, why the hell are we going to come and
because
do that? Hold on. Why are we going to do that here? And why can't we just take them, buy a dress, or buy a pair of shoes and show our appreciation? We're rocking with them. Why do we then have to come back home and then pay that retainer?
Okay, so let me break that down then. You can do exactly all of the above that you just mentioned,
right?
But she's not going to be with you. She won't have a connection with you because basically there is no form of commitment between you both. So it'll just be a passing thing. So you can do that here. Yes, come down, have a good time, buy a couple of jeans, whatever, boom, 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 and you're gone. Right. She won't be contacting you too much other than hello and how are you, and that's about it. Whoever comes along takes care of her in an economical way. He'll get a better time with her, right, because you're taking care of business. It's all economic driven. There are no welfare states and systems here for kids, for women, single moms, whatever. There's nothing. So that's the difference. We're coming from Western countries where everything's established and built, and we got things in place to maintain people. Just imagine, right, Jay, if there was no welfare system in England.
Oh, Lord.
Do you imagine what the girls would be doing to make money over there?
Yeah.
So that would be like a DR part 2.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Right, so check that now, yeah? So when you come over here and you see what's going on, yeah, it's relative. Come on. It's relative. Just imagine if America didn't have the welfare state. What would the women be doing over there for money?
Yeah.
Baby mothers. It's all relative.
How does... I mean...
I'm not telling a man to run down Western Union and send woman money every week. No, I'm saying if it's somebody you like and you're down with, take care of business, and you want to bring on your team. So I don't want anyone to get this twisted. You do your thing, what you feel's right. But if it's just a regular thing you come down and beat, you don't do nothing because she's nothing to you. You don't want her on your team. You just want to enjoy the moment. A couple of days down there, a week, whatever, boom, and you're gone. And that's all right. So
you talk about, again, we're gonna visit this word, controlling the narrative.
Yeah. And
that's my language. I mean, I have conversation with friends all the time. I don't agree with certain things that are done here. However, I do respect it because it is the law of the land and it is the country. I also do believe in taking control of the narrative.
Oh yeah.
I learned that I'll be happy to say I learned that recently. Because I'm not going to come on this camera in front and act like I know it all and I haven't made mistakes. I have. I've made 101 mistakes. And I'm grateful for making the mistakes because
you learn.
I wouldn't have learned. My question to you that I need you to tell the viewers, I mean, I can tell them, but obviously I'm interviewing you. How does one go about controlling that? Because listen, there's guys out there, they don't know how to control the narrative.
Well, you do,
how
because here's a situation. And so you control the narrative in every way from, you've got the dough. So who's in control? You decide who you give it to, when you give it,
but yet again, my friend,
how you give it, and how frequent you give it. You are in control.
I hear what you're saying, but remember, some people need this baby food.
No,
they need to actually be told what to do.
It's not about when they need it, it's when you're prepared to give it. Nobody can tell you what to do with your money.
But then we're trying to get these guys to avoid this bullshit. Roger, one thing I've realised, I know disrespect to my viewers or anybody out there, I speak to a lot of expats, and I'm sure you do as well. And I'm sure you've heard ridiculous things like, are you serious? Are you went back there for the 4th, 5th, 6th, what's next? What you want to end up in prison? So that's what I'm saying, there's guys out there, they really don't understand what you are saying. That's why I said, could you give them that step-by-step baby food?
You control everything. And nobody tells you who to give your money to, when, and the frequency and times you give it to them. Somebody can ask you for something, but it doesn't mean you have to give it to them. You give it to them when it suits you. And always remember, learn to say no here. When you say no, no means no. Because they'll ask you a million times for the same thing over and over again. And you just say, look, no, not today, my love, not today. And you give it to her when you're ready to give it. No matter if the house is falling down. If you ain't got it or you're not ready to give it, don't give it. Give it when it suits you. Because the money will be spent either way. It's always good money when it comes from somebody else's hand into your hand and you have not worked for it. That's good money. So it doesn't matter when it comes, they will spend it. And she may not be talking to you today, but guess what? When that money comes to Western Union, she'll be like, gracias, gracias. Everybody's happy because the money's come through. So you are controlling the narrative when you decide when to send it and in what frequency you're going to send it, if she's on your team. Nobody can tell you when to do things. You have more control than you actually realize, but the thing is, the pumps get man weak. When man takes that pumps and has that experience with that pumps, he gets weak. And when she knows she's got you weak, is when she can try to take liberties with the situation. That's all.
So let me ask this question. Is it a good idea for a guy my age or your age to be dating someone that's 25 in this country? Is it a good idea? Opposed to dating someone that's 36, 40?
No. Let me tell you something.
Is it a good idea, yes or no?
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, because if you show,
this is Roger's opinion.
Yeah, because guess what? If
I
I would send some pictures to your YouTube of some girls at 25 and your viewers saw them, oh, it'll be all yes, 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 and yes, yes. Bless, bless. You know what I mean?
Bless.
So guess what? 25, what? Listen, mate.
But in terms of a relationship,
well, listen.
Is it a good idea?
A relationship here is based on money. So yeah, it's a good, as long as you got the money, the answer is yes.
He's standing on his ground.
It's based on money.
I tried to trick him with another question, another way.
Yeah, it's based on money. I'm telling you again, I'll repeat it.
Square.
It's based on money. Right. Everything here is money related and money driven. You got the money, you got the relationship. You control the money, you control the narrative. That's it. It's all money driven. This culture is based on money. Everything's driven by dollars. That's it. And it's not going to change overnight. She can be 21, she can be 22, she can be 32. It's all money driven. You are coming with economic stability. You're coming with know-how, knowledge, wisdom, experience, all the things they don't have. You have it. So you are in control.
So, okay, so I've answered you a lot of questions. So, moving forward,
yeah,
what can a guy your age, my age, what should he look at? Because you said it's a good idea.
What does he look at?
What does he have to, what's the dangers he has to look out for just to avoid all of that rubbish dating someone that's young?
Well, first of all, you just got to kind of get to know the person, know what they're about, see their attitude, personality, their character, try to see if they can find out what type of friends they have, who they move with.
Right.
You know what I mean? At least, and if they're living with their parents or not. It's good when you know they live with their parents.
Right.
And a lot will live alone with their mom instead of their father, broken families, stuff like that. Things for you to look at, take note of. How they talk, how they speak, how they dress, what type of pictures do they post on their profile. You know what I mean? These are all little signs, my friend. These are signs. I mean, you know, if you get them off a website and the titties are out, I mean, then you already know what she's about. Yeah. She's about that money. Yeah. It's business. It's not pleasure. It's just business. So, you know, again, you got to understand, how did you meet her? Where did you meet her? What type of person does she work? Does she don't work? Is she educated? She's studying lots of things, lots of factors. Yeah. Once you kind of weigh up those things, then you can say, all right, let me see what she's about. And you go with it from there, and you just go step by step. You'll learn stuff. The more you spend time with her, you'll get to know more about her. You'll get to see who she really is. And if you're not sure, just play the long game, and you just come and do your thing and go home. And if it develops into something, it does. If it don't, it don't. Believe me, there's so much fish in the sea here. Oh, yeah, it's not even funny.
No, it's not.
It's not funny. Really not. I mean, there's too much.
There is.
It's not. Listen. There's so much. I'm telling everybody to come here because there's still enough girls to go around.
There is.
You know what I mean? It's plentiful. So this is a utopia. This is an oasis. This is Fantasy Island. Whatever fantasy you want, you can get it here. But control the narrative with the price. That's all.
I've been preaching that for quite. I mean, I said I'm new to it, but also I've been preaching. When I came into that knowledge, I was like, you know what? Control the narrative.
Listen, if all brothers came together and said, listen, we're not paying more than 1,500 pesos, and we all had a big, like a group or a WhatsApp group, whatever, and we said, right, that's all we're paying today. It's 1,500. Then you know what? You'd have just controlled the narrative because you're not paying no more than 1,500. But everyone would have to agree. That's controlling the narrative. And if and whoever wants to go over to Sasur, which I don't go there, but if people went over there and said, right, today we're paying 1,500. Take it or leave it.
So you're saying basically, so let me just reiterate it, because we're not going to go around in circles, because we're going to wrap up this interview, because I'll meet Roger again tomorrow. We need more of these stories. So what you're saying is that men my age and your age, it's not a risk or a danger to be dating someone that's 25.
It's a fantasy.
It's not my fantasy, but
it's
for
a
guys
fantasy
out there,
for a lot of men. And guess what?
Me love Maduro.
No, listen, it's not even just a fantasy. It's being able to have access to beautiful, amazing, preciosa women that you wouldn't have access to in your own country. They wouldn't even look at you twice. Over here, well, you get the goods, straight goods. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. You can have a great time, enjoy, and meet some nice people. And that's facts. They're not all, you know, there's good people here, man. Trust me, I've been here a long time. It's faced some fantastic people. But always be in control of the narrative, that's all. It's simple as that. There's nothing dangerous about it. It's a great time had by all. You're having a good time, they're getting a good time. It's reciprocal. It's 50-50. It's like a business transaction. You know, you're getting something out of the deal, they're getting something out of the deal. So everybody benefits. It doesn't have to go sideways. No one don't need to go to jail. You know, everyone just needs to have fun. This is not a place of war and beef. This is a place of pumps. This is the island of pumps. It's a great place. There's no beef down here. No Taliban. No Afghanistan. Nobody's, you know, we're not shipping people out. We're shipping people in. You know what I'm saying? This is not a place of no beef, Reggie. This is an island of nothing but pumps. You know what I mean? Like the coconut itself. You know what I mean? This is great.
He's saying this with a big silly smile on his face right now.
Yo.
You can't see it because he doesn't like the camera, but
Listen,
this guy's got a
is
big smile on his face.
awesome. This is the best thing any man could want in life, brethren. What? Listen, you have got to come and experience it for yourself. It's just utopia, the perfect place. And if you're in your 50s going up, boy, you better get yourself in gear and get your fitness up because you're going to need it. Because Joe Grind, he's running things down here.
What we're going to do, we're going to come back with another talk. I want to talk about how Dominican women love machismo. Guys.
Oh, okay.
And being a good guy and a soft guy gets you nowhere here. So we're gonna definitely probably link up. Well, we're definitely gonna link up tomorrow.
Man, link up. You have to be Uncle Bully down here, man. You have to be Bully, Uncle Bully.
But we're gonna come back with that. Listen, man. This is Big J Escape to the Dominican Republic. I'm joined yet again by the one and only Big J G. It's always a pleasure to sit down and chop it up with you.
Every time.
We'll be back real soon. Believe me, I'll be really truly, and this is real talk. I should have about 30 interviews with you in the chamber.
Boy.
It's just that this journey right now that I'm on, and especially this staycation, there was just a lot going on for me. You know, I mean, you know personally.
Yeah. But it's been a good thing though. You've had some good things.
Because I've learned and I'm learning. So yet again, it's always a pleasure, even off camera, when you're sitting down and you're rapping with me. Bro,
man.
Telling me certain
Things, Bridging.
I remember you told me like, yo, brother. Yo, you're on borrowed time. Like, you don't know nothing. You see.
Yeah.
And when it came to fruition, I was like, Roger was fucking
right. I told you.
You weren't lying. He was trying to tell me, but I weren't listening.
Told you.
But I'm always a person to absorb information.
Yeah.
That's the type of person I am.
Life's all about
learning.
Life's about learning. Life's about learning.
Man.
Yeah.
So once again, brother, thank you very much for your
Enough
time,
respect every time.
your honesty.
And let me just say this. Big up everybody in England, from Manchester right down, London, Birmingham, Leicester, Derby, Leeds, Chapeltown, Nottingham, St. Anne's, Radford, Meadows, man. Big
Cardiff,
up Success.
big up Cardiff
Birmingham,
City,
Answorth,
Wales.
Brixton, South, East, North, West, Tottenham, everybody. Big up on yourself. Enough love. Got the UK thing this.
See it there? Manners and respect. Big J will be back soon.
This thing called love. I don't know what came over me. Was it a mistake? Was a gleam in my eye too bright? This thing called love. And what I let it take over me. But now I know. Look at myself before I make a move. 'Cause I don't need no wedding bells to ring for me. I don't need no wedding bells, but it's reality. I don't need no wedding bells. What am I gonna do now? I don't need no wedding bells. Da 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 da. Ja da ba ba da. Ja da da da. Ja ba da ba ja ba da ba. Ba 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 boom. Dum dum dum. Dum dum dum. Dum dum dum. Dum dum dum. Dum 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 dum. What have I done? Dum dum dum. Dum dum dum. Dum dum. Now I know wedding bells are not for me. Dum 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 dum. We have a child. Dum dum dum. Dum dum dum. Dum dum. And I know this thing's no fantasy. Dum 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 dum. We used to have fun. Dum dum dum. Dum dum dum. Boom boom boom. Now the shininess has gone from our joy. Boom dum dum dum. And now I know. Doom, 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 ba-dum, boom. What the preacher meant when he said, God bless you, son, 'cause I don't need no wedding bells to ring for me. I don't need no wedding bells, but it's reality. I don't need no wedding bells. If this is joy, I don't need no wedding